Alright guys, I'm back again with the second video. I've already done it one other time, so I've already done all the work for this video. My sound just cut out. Anyway, last video we did player movement. This video we're going to do enemy movement, which is very, very simple. And we're going to start this the same way as we did the other one. We're going to right click and create a 2D sprite capsule. I've already created mine. You create yours. And on this, we're going to add a capsule collider. So click create component. Capsule collider. If you did not use a capsule, there it is. So click that. If you didn't use a capsule, you can use a box collider or a circle collider, but it has to be collider 2D. And I added a rigid body 2D. So again, go to add component, rigid body 2D. And since this is a top-down game, and we're not going to have any gravity, you can set the gravity scale to 0. Same thing with the player. If I didn't go over this last time, add a capsule collider and a rigid body and set the gravity to 0. That just so that these things will interact. So with your enemy, we need to create a script for that. So we're going to go into scripts, right click, create new folder, call it enemy, and go into enemy. And this one is enemy movement. So right click, create C# script, enemy movement. Alright, and then once you have that, open it up. And so this is what we'll need in this. We'll need a float. I have it serialized field because I don't think anything is going to affect this outside of this script. And if it does, we can change it later. But I don't think that it is. So, but I want to be able to see this in the inspector. So instead of just having float, like I did on the player script with X and Y movement. See, these two you can't see in the inspector window, but this one you can see in the inspector window because it's serialized field. You can also do that by public, but with public, then other things outside of this script can manipulate it. Anyway, so in our start function method, we're going to have a reference to the game object. Player equals game object dot find object of type player, and that'll get the game object for your player. And then in the update function, we're going to call this void move, or this function move. You'll hear me say function or method. It's really about the same thing. So, so this is a method or a function. So we'll call move from update, and this is what's going to happen. Transform position equals vector2 dot move towards transform position and the player position. So our transform position is going to move toward our player position at the speed that we set times time dot delta time. And I'm not sure that I went over this in the last video, but it's a little different than the translate that we have here, in that this is measuring where the player transform is and pushing the game object toward the player. And so this is what you get once you add that to your enemy script, enemy object, excuse me. You can add the script to the enemy object by dragging it on, or going to add component and type in enemy movement. But this is what happens, is that the enemy will move toward the player. Don't worry about the timer or anything else that I have set up right now. We'll get to that later. Like I said, I've done a lot of work, and I couldn't use the videos, and instead of going back and redoing all the work. I'm just doing the videos with the work already in there. So anyway, this is what we'll be at in a couple videos. So I think that's the end of this. If you like this video, like and subscribe. And if you'd like to support me, visit my Patreon page. And in the next video, we are going to tackle this timer, which is very easy. And that's it. We'll see you next time.